Hello and welcome to Kitchen Talk TV. As promised, I'm showing you my garden. This is my garden box that Greg built for me for my birthday. He designed it himself with the little outdoor side plots where the flowers can fit in, and then you have the whole vegetable garden on the side, and the pots can go up on the top. These are squash plants. They're going to be huge. That's a cucumber plant with the stripes on the leaves. Those are tomato plants with the flowers, and I'm going to show you my first tomatoes. There might even be, oh there is, there's a ripe one. We're going to eat it. There's my, oh he just fell off the vine. I'm going to eat him. This is a documentation of my very first tomato that I grew myself and didn't kill. Those are my morning glories. Oh, it's so good. I just ate my tomato. He's really yummy. Those are daisies over there, the little orange flowers. These, as I said, are petunias. This is my strawberry plant that I got for my birthday from my mother-in-law. And unfortunately, the bulbs that I got from my mom have kind of gone into hibernation, so there they are. They're a little bit brown. They'll look better next year. These are snapdragons that haven't bloomed yet. They're working on it. And these last are California poppies, because I live in California and I figure might as well support the national flower. So now we're going to get around to the real reason we're out here, which are my herbs. I've got the camera pointed at the basil, and we're going to get some oregano too. Today we're going to make spaghetti. Sorry, I have to move the netting. We're going to make spaghetti and white wine sauce, and we need basil and oregano also. So I'm going to set the camera aside, and I'm going to pick my herbs. You have to cut them so they don't die, so we're going to be using scissors on them. And then I'll meet you back in the kitchen. Good evening and welcome to Kitchen Talk TV. Today we're going to make a really simple dinner with spaghetti, white wine sauce, mushrooms, and olives. So, let's get started. First thing you want to do is get your mushrooms going in the butter. So, scoop out a good scoop of butter, put it in this little saucepan. You're going to use this bigger saucepan for your actual white wine sauce, which is why you don't want to saute the mushrooms in the same pan while you're trying to make this sauce, which I found out earlier. I'll show you in the outtakes. All you end up with is a mess. Right now I'm taking the stems off of the mushrooms because they're hard and not very good sometimes. The fresher the mushrooms you get, the better the stems will be. These mushrooms are not very good and I'm not very happy with them, but what can you do? I bought them from a new store. I won't be buying them there again. Yeah. Oops. Wrong one. Okay. So the mushrooms that we're going to be sauteing are going to be kind of big because they're going to be sitting in the butter for a little while. And mushrooms shrink. We don't want little shreds of mushroom. We want actual mushrooms that our diners can enjoy. Just kind of swirl the butter all around the bottom of your saucepan. And when it's good and melted and hot, put the mushrooms in. Hopefully your saucepan is better behaved than my saucepan, which constantly tilts, which really drives me kind of crazy. It's okay. So put it on medium heat so your mushrooms don't get too brown too quickly. And just let them go. While that's going, you can start cutting up your herbs. These are the herbs that I got from the garden that I showed in the clip before. You've got your oregano, the trusty basil, and beautiful cilantro that is starting to flower on top. Which means that I'll have even more cilantro plants next year. Which is good. I like cilantro. So, same rocking horse motion that I showed last time. 3 fingers on top, 4 fingers if you want. Just keep all fingers away from the bottom of the knife and chop away. Multitasking in the kitchen is hard. Just kind of pay attention to everything, make sure nothing's burning. If you want to do this a different way, just do it one step at a time. But in that case, have everything chopped that you need chopped before you actually get started. Obviously, I don't do it that way. It's just because I don't know why. I like to show off, I guess. So, here's our pile of herbs going in with our mushrooms. You can add a little bit more butter or margarine. If you don't want butter or margarine, if you want a lower fat alternative, feel free to use oil. I like to use butter just because I feel like it gives everything a better taste. So, but we are going to use oil for the sauce. So, first thing we need is to get our pan on medium heat and pour oil in. We're going to measure it this time because it's a sauce and you want everything to be the right amount. So, half a cup of oil. You don't really want to try to pinch and dab with sauces until you really know what you're doing. I haven't made this sauce yet before, except for you guys today, so that's why we're being careful. Because I already told you, I already had a disaster. I don't want to have another one. Not very much fun. Had to pour out some food. Hate doing that. Keep your mushrooms going. Just keep an eye on them. When you think they're about ready, feel free to just turn off the heat and let them sit for a moment. They'll have time to get heated up again. So while oil is heating, we're going to get our flour ready. You want it on medium heat. I'm going to do a half of a cup of flour. Pour the flour into the oil using a wire whisk. Whisk the flour so that it dissolves completely. You don't want lumps. You don't want you don't want a mess. You just want it completely dissolved in a good kind of thick-looking sauce. At this point, it's going to look kind of like a yummy sauce, but it's not going to be. Remember, it's just flour and oil. It's not going to be very good yet. It will be once we put the mushrooms in, which we're going to turn down right now, so they're done. And now, the really good part, the whole reason we're doing this tonight, I got some Barefoot wine from the grocery store. It's Riesling. I think it'll be really yummy. Turn down the heat and pour the wine in. The recipe says half a cup. I'm kind of winging it on the wine just because I think I know what I'm doing now. I hope I'm right. The sauce is going to get good and thick. It's going to be kind of like, it's going to look a little bit like porridge, which isn't supposed to happen, so I'm going to pour more wine in. Okay. So now what we've got is kind of a, looks like a kind of an oatmeal consistency. So we're going to use our secret ingredient, which is chicken broth. I'll show you in just one second. Alright, we're cheating again. I know, I cheat all the time. Get used to it. We are adding a little bit of water and a little bit of cream of mushroom soup. I know I just said chicken broth. I lied. I'm a cheater. Whatever. I think this is going to work. So we've got our oil and flour and white wine mixture. We can always add more white wine as we need it. And we're going to scoop out our cream of mushroom sauce because it's stuck to the can, which is so appetizing. Whoop, glop. It's going to look great when it's done, folks, don't worry. The great part about using Campbell's soup cans is that they provide a handy-dandy measuring cup along with their soup, which is the can. So we're going to put this in the sink, and then we're going to add a little more water to this and turn up the heat and see what happens.